was considered in the country. We lived in the country. And ironically enough, they moved near my dad's people and right across the street from the school that I went to, the elementary school. So I stayed in touch with him all the time. I was in and out of Uncle Alec's house all the time. And he would tell me things about he and Cleve, things that he said, he wouldn't tell me everything. He said, you don't tell everybody everything. You don't tell nobody everything. And so that's how I knew that Uncle Alec had always been through things, but I didn't always know what they were. I knew that he had encountered some things in his life. I knew that he had made time. I knew why, because it was a subject in the neighborhood. I knew that he told us one time, he said, I made that time without regret because I was guilty. He said, now if I had not been guilty, I wouldn't have made that time. Now what that meant, I don't know. I don't know what he would have done, but he said he made that time because he was guilty. And I don't know how much time that was, but when he came back, I remember he was quiet. He was very quiet. And so Grandma would cook and he would come eat, and he loved the chicken and gravy. He loved the rice. He loved the cobblers. Grandma cooked for everybody. She cooked for the neighborhood. Loretta and I, and Loretta's another cousin that lived with me for the last, 5 years, and she passed away in 2023. And we used to say she was the root doctor. Now, see, we were young, and we were so busy laughing about that, we should have been looking at what she was doing. We should have been taking that in, but we were like 8, 9. We didn't really know. But Grandma was the neighborhood doctor because she made, if there was a pregnant woman with morning sickness, she made that portion. I don't know what it was liquid, she sent it, and that lady was okay. When kids had sores on their legs, she made creams, and she called it a poultice. She made that, they would rub in it, they were fine. She knew what she was doing. She had an herb garden. We didn't know what that garden was at that time, but she could say, Wilnette, go and get me the one with the purple leaf, the skinny one that comes up out of the ground just by itself. I knew what to go get her. I would go get it, take it to her. She would boil, she would strip it off the stalk. She would boil it, and something would come to the top. That's what she made the cream out of. Don't ask me what it was, I have no idea. But she knew what she was doing. And I often think to myself, if I had just known what wisdom I could have reaped from that, but I just didn't understand. So you all come from a long line of wisdom. You come from a long line of knowledge. And you have good genes. And Betty alluded to taking care of herself. Grandma took care of herself. The only 2 things that I ever seen her do was to take a pinch of snuff, and that stuff was so detestable to us. But she was clean with it. She had a little cup, she put in an apron pocket. Gilda, you saw that cup. She put that cup down in there, she'd take it out, she'd spit it, she'd put it back down in there. But she did that, and she had some kind of, it wasn't a wine, I don't know, it was a juice that she made from a berry. I want to say an elderberry, but I'm not really sure what that berry was. But she grew it outside her window next to Aunt Cleveland's cabin. Aunt Cleveland had a cabin up the road from Grandma. He always lived there by himself. Aunt Cleveland was a very big man. He wasn't fat, he was built. Yep. And this one here, is that Glenn? Yes. Glenn's son? You remind me of him. You remind me of Aunt Cleveland. Cleveland. When I looked at you, I turned around, I looked at you, you remind me of Uncle Cleveland. Uncle Cleveland was a good-looking man. He was built. He was quiet too, but he didn't take a lot from anybody. He kept to himself most of the time. And I used to think that Uncle Cleveland had been through a lot. He never shared any of it with me. He may have with some of the others, but he never shared with me. But he had his white lightning. That was his thing.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, he had that white lightning. He made it.
You got a lot of friends coming back.
Because he sold it. Yeah, he sold it right out of his cabin. And all of those friends were not black people either. That's why he got away with it. Because he was selling to the right people. And he knew that. They weren't gonna bust on him because they knew where they were gonna get it from. But outside in his back was next to the railroad. And if you went out there, you saw bottles and what he didn't let many people go back out there. But he had bottles of all sizes and whatever. And I'm assuming that those were some of the jars and bottles that people brought to him that he refilled and gave back to them. But believe it or not, you are destined to live a long time. All of you. God has his hand on you. Believe that? He does. He does. He has his hand on you. I touch the head of my oldest here, and then I can touch this head over here, and that's not only my son, but my pastor. And I cherish that. That means a lot to me. When my husband passed away in 2018, he took the pulpit. He didn't run from it. And I'm thankful for that.
That's Charles.
Thankful. That's Charles Jr. And this is Anthony. We call him Tony. BJ knows him as Tony. All right. Darlene should be with us tomorrow. Clayton sends his love. He was hoping that Dana would be here too. Dana is Aunt Mag's granddaughter. I'm Daisy's granddaughter. Clarence's grandchildren, Alec's grandchildren. This is something that I don't take lightly. And I don't know whether, is there anybody here older than you and I?
Ruby Leach here.
Okay.
91.
I think I'm probably the senior aside from Ruby. I'll be 85 in December.
Okay, and I turned 83 in June. So I'm glad to be here.
Good.
I am a 6-year cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, he is, especially at my age. But I'm a fighter because I come from that lady right there, and so do you.
Amen.
That's great.